News at the Buhari, well-meaning Nigerians condole with Governor Akredolu over mother's death. Experts charge key actors in Ondo State Local Government Service on skill acquisition for effective service delivery. Congress of Police Service Commission suspends 3-week industrial action. And from the foreign scene, President Biden hits hard at white supremacists. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on the news tonight. Oluwatoyin Omodara is my name. More dignitaries and eminent Nigerians have continued to identify with the Akredolu family following the passing of Lady Evangelist Grace Akredolu, mother of the Ondo State Governor. The latest to visit the Kokwindogba residence of the nonagenarian in Ibadan to condole with Governor Oluwarotimi Akredolu and the family were the delegations of the APC in the Southwest, Ondo State House of Assembly, All Saints Church, Olowo in Kanto, Ondo State Algon and Park Management Committee. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole reports that the governor also had in audience delegations of Loyola College, Ibadan, APC governorship candidate in Oyo State in the 2023 election, Senator Teslim Folari, and Muslim community in Oyo State. We'll bring you the details in the course of the bulletin. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has extended condolences to Governor Oluwarotimi Akredolu of Ondo State and his family on the passing of their beloved mother, Mrs. Grace Akredolu. Buhari's condolence message is contained in a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina. President Buhari urges the Akredolu family members to draw strength from the lessons taught by the deceased when she was alive. He prayed for the peaceful repose of the soul of the departed, urging the family to hold fast to their faith and trust in God to guide them through this difficult period. Also, the Ondo State Muslim community, under the banner of League of Imams and Alfas, has expressed condolences to Governor Oluwarotimi Akredolu over the demise of his mother, Grace Akredolu. Chairman, League of Imams and Alfas, who doubles as the Chief Imam of Owo, Alhaji Ahmad Aladeshawe, congratulated Governor Akredolu for receiving blessings from her late mother during her lifetime. Alhaji Aladeshawe also commiserated with the governor's siblings and the government of Ondo State by extension. Key actors in Ondo State Local Government Service have been charged to improve on their skills and knowledge acquisition to perform optimally on their jobs and towards ensuring effective and efficient service delivery at the grassroots. The charge was given in Accra at a one-day sensitization advocacy meeting organized by Ondo State Local Government Service Commission for heads of local government administration and departmental heads. Joy Piles now completes the story.
It is the convergence of top government workers and key players in the local government service for a one-day advocacy and sensitization meeting put together by Ondo State Local Government Service Commission for optimal performance. In her welcome address, the Permanent Secretary, Local Government Service Commission, Mrs. Adenike Ogunshola, while highlighting the importance of the sensitization meeting to top key players in the local government service of Ondo State, said the meeting is aimed at repositioning the system for effective service delivery.
As local government practitioners, you are the most closest to the grassroots, and your actions and inactions will have direct impact on the populace. We must at all times be guided by the fact that as public servants, you are entrusted with great responsibilities which should be executed for the benefit of the populace.
Chairman Ondo State Local Government Service Commission, Mr. Femi Idris, in his keynote address, emphasized the importance of local government officers to servicing the grassroots, urging the participants to key into the process so as to render quality service delivery.
We cannot afford to allow the system to run on whims and caprices or some key actors of the system. We are going to encourage you to be due process compliance, while also ensuring efficient and effective service delivery at grassroots level.
The head of service, Mr. Kayode Ogundele, took the participants on efficiency and effectiveness in the public service, with a charge to the workers to give quality representation of government to the people.
Public servants at all levels are expected to ensure that their contribution, their services contribute one way or the other to improving their society.
Director General Ondo State Bureau of Public Procurement, Tolu Fadaunsi, also took the participants through the Ondo State Public Procurement Law 2017.
So anybody who is involved in procurement and does not know the procurement law is becoming a very dangerous path. So everybody here must become acquitted, because the public procurement law of Ondo State guides both the state and the local government authority.
Participants assured that the knowledge acquired will be fully implemented at their various duty posts.
It's coming at the right time for the policymakers in the system, and this guides us on how we call procurement and the due process in procuring.
Rising from this meeting, it is expected that service delivery at the grassroots will witness a paradigm shift in line with the redeemed agenda of Ondo State government. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of Barry Idiomo as interim administrator of the Presidential Amnesty Program. Idiomo is replacing Colonel Miland Dikio as the Amnesty Office boss. Mr. Idiomo, a retired general, hails from Odoni in Sagbama local government area of Bayelsa State. He had several command and staff appointments in the course of his military career before he retired in December 2017. The National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, has threatened to prosecute any NIMC vendor found extorting applicants in Delta State. The State Director of NIMC, Henrietta Alcolo, said cases of vendors extorting applicants are being investigated, as vendors found guilty will have their license withdrawn. Mrs. Okolo disclosed that so far about 3 million Nigerians have been registered in Delta, and efforts are ongoing to register everyone in the state. She urged residents in the state to register as well as collect their national identity card, stressing the importance of the NIN card. Farmers in Ondo State have been advised to prioritize quality produce and work on their commitment towards ensuring Nigeria improves its ranking among cocoa-producing nations of the world. Stakeholders gave the advice at an event to support farmers with farm inputs and premiums, courtesy of Barry Calibert Nigeria Group. OSRC's Zaid Irisala are small, but we'll bring you the details in the course of the bulletin. Let's go for a break now. When we come back, we'll serve you more stories on the news. Please stay with us. You're welcome back. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook, OSRC TV Ondo, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel, OSRC TV Ondo. Now to the rest of the bulletin. All is set for the 2022 edition of Ulefunta Festival, scheduled for the 28th of this month through October the 9th. Addressing a press conference to unveil the festival, Chairman 2022 Ulefunta Committee Adekunle Ajanako said introduction into this year's festival will include the provision of scholarship to indigent students, establishment of Akure Heritage Library, entrepreneurship training for youth, among others. Osrc's Zaid Aribisala reports that the festival is poised to sustain its place as a unifying platform for Akure's sons and daughters.
The stage is almost set for the 2022 edition of Ulefunta Festival, a period of traditional prayers to God for bountiful harvest, transitioning into a new planting season in Akure. At this conference, the committee, saddled with ensuring the festival goes as planned, availed journalists the event lineup, scheduled to take off on September the 28th to the 9th of October. The committee chairman, Adekunle Ajanaku, said additional tourism value and people-friendly innovations have been incorporated into the festival.
The agreement and the confirmation, even by residents, that they are prosperous in Akure, that Akure Kingdom is a kingdom of prosperity.
Among the initiatives under the Akure Heritage Intervention includes the introduction of scholarship scheme to indigent students in Akure South, Akure North, and the federal local government areas. It also includes health support outreach, entrepreneurship training for youths, establishment of Akure Heritage Library, among others.
We are putting in place the library. The library, we are already talking to our elder statesmen, talking to our librarians that are Akure indigenous to help us source for books, literature, materials from archives, artifacts that are related to Akure and Yoruba culture. And part of the preservation is the reintroduction of our menu, of our local foods. For instance, somebody said Ferigede, there is Kokondo, and so on and so forth. All these foods, all these crops are going into extinction.
Ahead of the 2023 general elections, the festival's annual lecture series, which seeks to address socio-economic challenges, will this time spotlight the topic Curbing Electoral Violence and Associated Crimes, Role of Traditional Institution in Perspective.
It took the intervention of the Deji and paramount ruler of Akure Kingdom, using the traditional machinery and structure available to him to curb and reduce cultism to its barest minimum.
To enrich the festival and further promote the bond of brotherhood, various sporting activities, including traditional games, will be staged, just as traditional Akure dishes will be served all through the event. The festival will culminate in a parade event at the MKO Abiola Democracy Park, while the Deji receives homage from chiefs and their communities. According to tradition, the Deji is expected to enter into seclusion for a period of 7 days, and during this period, the custom disallows beating of drums, just as the activities at Ojaoba Erekeso Market will be temporarily moved to Idiagba. Sahid Aribisala, OSRC News.
A federal high court sitting in Gusau, the Zamfara state capital, has nullified the People's Democratic Party PDP governorship primary election that produced Dauda Lawal as the state governorship candidate of the party ahead of the 2023 general election. In a judgment delivered by Justice Aminu Bapa, the court granted all the prayers by the plaintiff to nullify the primary election that produced Dauda Lawal and ordered fresh primary election in line with the constitution of PDP and guidelines of the party. PDP governorship primary, which held in Zamfara State on May 25, produced Dr. Dauda Lawal Dare as the party's governorship candidate for the 2023 general polls. Following the conclusion of the primary election, Mr. Ibrahim Shehu Gusau and 2 other PDP governorship aspirants sought the nullification of the party's poll over alleged irregularities and non-compliance with the constitution of the PDP. The National Industrial Court has adjourned the suit filed by the federal government challenging the ongoing strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU to Monday, September 19, for hearing of the interlocutory application of the federal government. At the resumed sitting today, counsel to the federal government, James Igwe, asked the court to give the suit an accelerated hearing due to the urgency of the matter to enable the students to return to school. Igwe told the court that since the matter was already in court, it would be proper for the strike to be called off pending the determination of the suit. Counsel to ASU, Femi Falano, argued that the matter was adjourned to Friday for further mention and not for hearing, adding that he has been served with the federal government's interlocutory injunction. while appealing to the federal government to cooperate with them to resolve the issue. Falana hinted that ASU is currently meeting with stakeholders to ensure that the lingering crisis is resolved. The Joint Union Congress of Police Service Commission has suspended its indefinite strike. The chairman of the union, Adoyi, explained that the strike was suspended to allow the new management to look into its demands. The union said other reasons for the strike are to show how discontent the commission was being run by the then chairman of the commission, Musiliu Smith. The 3-week strike was embarked upon by the union last month due to what they called a deliberate act of making the staff redundant in carrying out their constitutional duties. And now to the story of improved cocoa yield. Farmers in Ondo State have been advised to prioritize quality produce and work on their commitment towards ensuring Nigeria improve its ranking among cocoa-producing nations of the world. Stakeholders gave the advice at an event to support farmers with farm inputs and premiums, courtesy of Barry Calibert Nigeria Group. Osrc's Zaid Arbisala has more.
Africa continues to be one of the world's major producers and exporters of cocoa in the global market. Nigeria is a major contributor to these achievements in the cocoa industry, as the commodity ranks high in the export trade, attracting revenue into the country. But consolidating these achievements and repositioning the sector for optimum performance and productivity involves addressing myriads of challenges affecting cocoa farmers. One of the stakeholders advancing a positive change in the industry is Barry Calibert Group through its sustainability program to help farmers improve their livelihood.
And without the farmers, without you, we would not be able to make chocolate. So thanks a lot.
The initiative, which is also executed in Ondo State, is building the capacity of cocoa farmers through trainings and provision of farm inputs.
This way we are able to make sure that the quality of the cocoa as seen in the international market is seen as a much better product, so that we are at the same standards of quality compared to Ivory Coast and Ghana, for instance. That's the main objective, which we started 3 years ago. And now we are very much looking forward to working more closely together with the farmers, and not only make sure they improve their quality, but also make sure that they improve their livelihoods, make sure that they can increase the yields that they are performing in their farms.
Additional monetary incentives was provided to benefiting farmers in order to spur them to improve their cocoa production.
I want to say big thanks to Barry Calibert Company for their support towards our farming. And my prayer is that
those that serve as an obstacle and problem to our farm, our cocoa tree, they've been able to propound way forward on it.
Ahead the next cocoa season in Nigeria, these farmers and other stakeholders are confident that encouragement like this from government and private organizations will attract more youths into the practice. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
The police have arrested a 32-year-old man suspected to be cultivating cannabis sativa in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. FCT Police Command Public Relations Officer Josephine Ade said the suspect, Thaddeus Joseph, was arrested by a team of the command attached to the anti-narcotics section. According to her, the arrest was based on credible information that the suspect cultivates a large farm of the prohibited plant in Godabe State in the Life Camp area of the FCT. Mrs. Ade, a deputy superintendent of police, said upon the arrest, the suspect in a voluntary statement confessed to having been in the practice for about 2 years. And to the foreign scene, President Joe Biden has called out what he branded the poison of white supremacist ideology behind a deadly mass shooting in New York, and said racism is being stoked for political gain. Biden's archer's comments were directed at what he described as the perverse ideology of white supremacists that police say inspired the shooter.
Jill and I, my wife Jill and I, and she's teaching, that's why she's not here, traveled to Buffalo to grieve with families and deliver a message from deep in our nation's soul. In America, evil will not win. It will not prevail. And white supremacists will not have the last word, and this venom and violence cannot be the story of our time. Look, folks, there are core values that should bring us together as Americans. One of them is standing together against hate, racism, bigotry, violence that have long haunted and plagued our nation. Another core value is standing united. For the enduring source of our strength is the idea of America. We're the most unique nation in the world. Every other nation is based on ethnicity, geography. In America, we're based on an idea. Literally, not figuratively, an idea. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All women and men are created equal, endowed by their Creator, etc. We've never lived up to that. But we never before walked away from it. We never walked away from it.
Biden and his wife, Jill Biden, laid a bouquet at a makeshift memorial outside the supermarket where the slaughter took place. The Chinese government delegation has been banned from attending a line-in state of Queen Elizabeth II. House of Commons Speaker Sir Lindsay Hall refused a request for access to Westminster Hall due to Chinese sanctions against 5 members of parliament and 2 peers. Queen Elizabeth is set to lie in state there until her funeral on Monday. Last year, China imposed travel bans and asset frozen on 9 Britons, including 7 parliamentarians, for accusing Beijing of mistreating Uyghur Muslims. And now to sports. Nigeria's Super Saiyan Eagles have been drawn with host Mozambique, Morocco and debutant Malawi in Group A of the 2022 Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations. At the draw ceremony in Maputo, Mozambique, defending champions, are in Group B with Uganda, Madagascar and Egypt. The Super Saiyan Eagles were finalists in 2016 and 2018 when Nigeria hosted the tournament. The 2022 edition in Villa Colo comes up between October 21st and 28th. Now back to the story on the governor's mother's demise. More dignitaries and eminent Nigerians have continued to identify with the Akeredolu family following the passing of Lady Evangelist Grace Akeredolu, mother of the Ondo State Governor. The latest to visit the Kokpindogba residence of the Nigerian in Ibadan to condole with Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu and the family with delegations of the APC in the Southwest, Ondo State House of Assembly, All Saints Church, Olowo in Kanto, Ondo State Algon, and Park Management Committee. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole reports that the governor also had in audience delegations of Loyola College Ibadan, APC governorship candidate in Oyo State in the 2023 election, Senator Teslim Folari, and Muslim community in Oyo State.
Among the early callers to condole with Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu and family members at the Kokpindogba residence of late Lady Evangelist Grace Akeredolu were delegations of APC in the Southwest, led by its Vice Chairman Isaac Kekemeke, Ondo State House of Assembly under the leadership of the Speaker, Bamidele Oleyelogun, All Saints Church, Jericho, Ibadan, led by Evangelist Olatunji Ajagbe, the Olowo in Council under the leadership of High Chief Aladeseye, Ondo State Algon, headed by Augustine Oloruntogbe, and Park Management Committee under the leadership of Jacob Adibo.
Southwest chapter of the All Progressives Congress, and on behalf of the National Working Committee, I know plans are on to see you, sir. We extend our condolences to you, our leader, and to your siblings, and to all of the Akere local family, over which Mama presided as matron.
The passing of Mama will be glorious than how she left it, and the children she left behind by the grace of God, their name will continue to be ringing bells everywhere, not only in Nigeria, everywhere they find themselves.
Àwa aṣojú gbogbo ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ méjèèjìdínlógún la gbé gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo wá sí Ìbàdàn ni. Àwa báyìí kẹ́dùn ni, a dẹ̀ tún bára wa náà kẹ́dùn torí pé wọ́n jẹ́ màmá dáadáa tó jẹ́ pé ọmú wọn dùn lẹ́nu gbogbo wa.
Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, while thanking the people for the visit and identifying with the family, said the vacuum left by the passing of his mother is too big for any member of the family to fill.
You decide to add 6 to your number here. You're almost half. You are now supposed to be more than 26. So I thank you for coming. Ẹ ṣé gan. Èmi rò pé àdúrà táwọn àgbà bí kọ́lọ̀ ń jọ kẹ́ gbogbo àkókò yẹn arúgbó wa.
The governor, who is the fourth child of the late Lady Evangelist, while eulogizing her, noted that the family, especially the children, will work hard to sustain her legacies.
I of myself went through some challenges. If anything had happened then, it would have been one of the most disastrous. So why would I be happy now that I survived her?
The governor also had in audience the delegations of Loyola College, Ibadan, APC governorship candidate in Oyo State in the 2023 election, Senator Teslim Folarin, and the Muslim community in Oyo State, led by the Are Musulumi of Yoruba, Edo and Delta States, Alhaji Dahoud Akinola.
Stand up for the Yoruba race is Governor Akeredolu. So once again, when you said I know about what arrangements that we would like to be part of area arrangements.
Governor Akeredolu thanked them for standing with the family and recanted some memorable times shared with the late mother. The governor also appreciated the candidates of the APC in the 2023 general elections, who also visited to condole with the family. From Ibadan, Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
May our soul rest in peace. Before we go on the news, a quick look at some of the highlights of the bulletin. President Muhammadu Buhari, as well as more well-meaning Nigerians, have extended condolences to Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu and his family on the passing of their mother, Lady Evangelist Grace Akeredolu. Key players in Ondo State local government service have been charged to improve on their skills and knowledge to enhance performance on their jobs towards ensuring effective and efficient service delivery. Brought to you that the Joint Congress of the Police Service Commission has suspended its 3-week-old industrial action. And from the foreign scene, we told you that President Joe Biden has condemned what he called the poison of white supremacy behind the mass shooting that claimed the lives of 10 black people in New York. And that's it on the news tonight. Thanks for watching. Good evening.